Okay, so according to the directions, after you've removed your RF modulator, which I did previously, knowing this was coming, it says you're supposed to put in at least 2 of the screws for the motherboard. Alright, well, that'll hold our motherboard down while we make our fitment. Alright, so this guy here, this of course is our ClearView daily. And so the whole purpose of this is to get it all lined up with the holes in the case as best we can. Here's an S-video cable, brand new one. Instructions said go ahead and connect an S-video cable through the hole to help with your alignment. Okay, so that should help some. Except for where it doesn't help, it should help. So that would have to sit all crooked like that. That's no way to do it. You might have to actually make this hole larger. Pretty much see where it's got to be done though. What? Oh, I got a package. Nice. Cool. This should be my new power supply. Yeah, this should be the new power supply. So we'll look at that here in a little bit. Oh, who am I fooling? We're going to look at it right now. So my power supply, when I measured voltage, it's barely in spec. It puts out like 9.8 volts or something. They say over 10 you want to replace it. So what sucks is, you know, I did the retro bright and all that fun stuff on it, and it was all just so that I could end up replacing it anyway. But what's really neat about that is that you get right there on Amazon.com, you don't have to go search the ends of the world. They have a replacement power supply for your Commodore 128. So if you look here, we got this lovely right here, C128. Much smaller brick than the original one. So anyway, that's pretty cool, huh? Later today, I guess the PLA is out for delivery, so that's good news. So we really need to get this done so that we can see if perhaps we might just have a working Commodore 128 by the end of the day. So I guess we go ahead and mark here, kind of whereabouts. Oh crap. So we may have to extend that slot that much in the bottom of the case here. And if you read the directions, install the motherboard back in the case with at least 2 screws. You may need to trim the plastic base to fit between the 80 column DB9 of the standard video port DIN. Oh, I see what they're saying now, yeah. The area in question is right over here. And if we look, you see that the board's actually hitting just the outer edge of this connector right here. Right there. So what we'll need to do is just, it says you can elongate the hole here where this goes in. So elongate this hole and elongate this hole, and we should be okay. So it said you could get the optional heat sinks and accessory kit, so I went ahead and got that. And the heat sinks apparently go on the video chips, the VDC and the VIC-2. I suppose they would go like so. And so we won't be able to, if we're going to use these, we won't be able to use the original RF shield, which I didn't want to use anyway. So I guess those would go kind of like that. You peel a sticker and put them on there. I actually got a package of heat sinks. Then of course for our S-video, I got the retro tank, so the S-Video will plug right in here. These are the other heat sinks I got from Amazon. Different sizes. And then I got some kind of adhesive glue to stick them on. So I was thinking maybe for the processors, put either one large one or maybe multiple smaller ones. Probably multiple smaller ones. So anyway, that's the plans here. I'm just going to remove that RF shield and I'm going to put independent heat sinks in their place. Once this thing actually boots and works like it's supposed to, and I know I'm not changing any more chips, then I'll worry about all this heat sinking and all that. Then we got these jumper wires here and pin connectors. This comes right up. So basically file off all the ink. Let's see how our modifications have come along here. Hopefully. Oh yeah, now we're able to get all the way back, so we're good. Face mod should be good. Alright, it says solder the power wires to the CV128. The right front corner is ground, next to it is 9 volt unreg, which is typically connected across the largest internal capacitor. Then flush cut the leads from the underside, especially so that it doesn't contact the motherboard. Place the 2 large support pins in the motherboard holes in the rear and left side by the DB9, but do not solder. So I guess that's the ease. Okay, so these large pins, I guess, are going to go cut them apart. You put one on the left side and one on the right side, I guess. Refit the base by itself to see what sections cut away near the existing connectors. Alright, so as far as the wires go, they gave us this and this. And I don't really know what goes where. I think they'll just put one in at a time. It'll be easier to open. That looks pretty clean. One should pull itself now. Get the next one in. There. Alright, now, so we can cut these off flush. Large support pins in the motherboard holes in the rear and left side by the DB9. Do not solder. Okay, now we can take this off of here. So we want to cut these apart. Alright, so we're going to put these in here and here. Do not solder. Place the 2 large on the rear and left side not solder. Place the two 1x4 pin headers in their holes for the motherboard video connection, but do not solder. Come back over here to the board. Here, so these 1x4 pin header connections. Oh, you know what? I bet these need to go here. So if we put them this way, there we go. Then everything slides from the top. And carefully lower the 128 onto the two support pins through the aligned holes, and then the 4 pins on the left, and then onto the 4 on the right. So everything's in its holes now. Alright, let's get this lined up again. Alright, that is it. That's in. I think everything's lined up. Now we just, I would think what we do now is we just tack everything in with some solder. Push that down just a smidge and tack it here. Before I go any further, I want to make sure I can get the cable. Should be able to get the cable out and back in now. So I can somehow push down on this guy here a little bit while I solder. Oh boy. So if we take this out now, yeah, they can go back in, yes. Okay. Oops. That's good. Alright. Alright, so now we get the screws out. Like we're going to cut this one, cut it flush, then we're going to take this one and bend it into an L, and you take this L-shaped pin, this way I didn't screw it up too badly, and that's going to go in this hole right here. That's 2 screws. Alrighty, well, the mail has come. Let's see what we got here. Okay, hopefully this will be our 8721 that we need. What do we think we need? Yeah. There it is. Oh, here it's coming out. 8721. So now, it was advertised as being brand new and unused. What do you think the odds of that are? So we'll go ahead and put the new 8721 in there. Alright. So we have our new PLA installed. So just got to finish this, and then we can test it. How about that? Let's get that off of there. at this point it should still be removable. According to the plan. Take a little tweak to make that. Good. Yes. Alright, so that works. I think before I solder it down though, I want to put these other wires on. I think I want to get the helping hands and get these soldered up nice, even though it's not what the directions say to do. You need to get cut like this. Said make a pickle fork with it. Make a fork. So that should work. Alright, let's get the helping hands in here. What the hell? Okay. This one. Yeah, come in this one. Yeah, so then we just trim these off. Okay, and then all right, so we can scrub all the flux off here now then. So at this point, we can mount this on here. So let's check it out. After all is said and done, we'll come back and solder that. Alrighty. So we're going to want to solder all these down. Alright. Good push. Pretty nice big glob there. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. What's my next move here? My next move here is to I'm going to solder this deal here. So get that done so we don't forget. And we should be done soldering on the ClearVideo128 board. So I'll put this back on for sure. Put the solder. Next thing, figure out where we're soldering all this other crap. Yeah, it's on there. Before we go any further, let's turn the meter out. I guess that's good. Alrighty. So now we got to figure out how to do these two. Pin 12 and pin 18 of the VIC-2. Okay, so there's pin 18. And pin 18 with a PHI. So 18 goes to PHI. Which is right here. And that will go to here. Do this other one. Yeah, I gotta figure out where that's gonna go. Okay. So, now I guess we can see if anything we did made any difference. Power supply. Okay. In there. Let's see, this plug in here. Start everything. Okay, that should be the color test pattern from the retro team. And then we turn this on. And black. Oh my god! It freaking works! Yeah! Righty. So we gotta do some adjustments, but I mean, look at it. It was the PLA. So we need a little bitty screwdriver. So here are the trimmers. Yeah, then I can't see it. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, we don't need the dead test anymore. It's just not dead. What we need is a diagnostic. Plugged in here. It's in there straight. So we're not crossing any pins. Oh, now it's working. Test one. PLA test. Pull around. Cassette. Keyboard is open. Control port, serial port, user port, interrupt. So I don't have a diagnostic harness to really test all that, but I think that we're okay. It's usual for the others to come up as bad when you don't have a diagnostic harness. Alright, well, when last we saw the Commodore 128, it was working. However, it decided to quit working. So let's see what we can figure out on that, shall we? If we look right here, there's a little strand of the ground wiring that's hanging down right here. I wonder if that's making contact with anything. The shielding wire. I suppose I should have done a better job of snipping all that off. Here I don't think it's touching anything, but it's possible I had a little touching going on here. So having given that a scrape or two, I wonder if that made any difference. But that's wrong. I want the S video here. So let's see if anything has changed just by what we've done. So there we've got Retro Pink and Commodore 128. I'll be danged, that was it. Okay, so just that shielding had touched something. I think I'm going to desolder that. Just something stupid. That's kind of what I figured it would be. It was very soul crushing to have it fixed and then have it fail again right away. That was easy to get off there. I'm going to bring this around here a little closer. Yeah, I left that pretty messy. If I could put some heat shrink tubing on it, just to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Not a bad idea. Because I think as long as I'm plucking wires, there'll be more wires to pluck. So maybe that would be the hot setup. I almost got to get my face right in here for it to see. Now that I'm in here, I can see where I got a situation. Yeah, there. Here's something we didn't want in there for sure. Okay. Turn that off. That appears to be on there. Now, what about this deal here? I would love it if I could get one on there too. That goes right where it says R21. About no more hairy wires making contact with things that shouldn't be. I guess we'll verify the repair by plugging it in again and see if it works. So we just had the hairy wire blues, but now look at that. Jeez, they're working again. That was just sloppiness on my part. I didn't think something was a big deal that was, and it came back to bite me. So I'm hoping with the heat shrink tubing we added here to both the wires, plus doing the trimming that I do on the one, our shorting out problem should be over, I should think. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get it put back together. 2 hours later. Commodore 128. Running a Commodore 64 demo. Oh, alright. We got it working. So in the next video, I believe I will do a little walkthrough and we'll see what works, what doesn't, what needs improvement. Show you some accessories that I got for it. Kind of make it a little more fun and easier to use. And we'll go from there. And we'll talk about next steps. So you don't want to miss that. So you want to make sure you click that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Until then, my friends, y'all take care.